We're broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios.
Visit MTE.com.
This is the WGNS Action Line, talking with Rutherford County newsmakers about what matters most to you. Now, your host, Scott Walker.
In studio with us, we have Thom Coats, and he is the director for the MTSU Center for Professional Selling in the Jones College of Business. How are you this morning?
Oh, any better I'd be twins. How about you?
I'm good. So tell us a little bit about what you do and a little bit about your background.
Oh, you got it. Well, first, I have 25 plus years of professional selling. They recruited me to be the first director of the sales program at MTSU. And which is so cool about this, less than 1% of universities in the country have a sales program. Fewer than that have the facilities that we have. We have a sales lab and a sales conference room all wired up for training. It's very cool. So I get to teach young people how to sell.
How do you teach sales when all these people go off in different directions and are employed by different companies that sell different things?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. Sales is, if you follow the process, it doesn't matter what the product is. The process remains the same. Like in my background, I have sold human resource support. I've also sold wide format engineering equipment and technology. I'm not a tech person. You don't want me to do your coding. Ones and zeros, you don't want me to do. You do want me to tell your story. And as a good sales guy, knows how to tell the story and work the process.
Is that what it all boils down to, the story of a company or the story of a product?
It is. It absolutely. Listen, well, first off, a salesperson needs to be nosy. They need to be curious about what's going on. They need to be able to listen. And then once they gather that information, they need to be able to compile a solution and tell the story of how you as the prospect can be the hero of this story with this solution. The sales guy should never be the hero. Always the prospect is the hero. You should always place them as the person using the solution that you propose to them. And then at the end of it, you see if that works for them. There's no magic words. There's no tricking. It's setting up a proposal to help you solve your problems or reach your goals.
Now, in this day and age, things are changing greatly and at rapid speeds. I mean, we're seeing AI everywhere, and we've got companies selling AI salespeople. I mean, it has changed a lot. But what would you say about these AI sales techniques?
I tell you, there has never been a greater demand for salespeople in the history. It's incredible. And AI is doing nothing but just make it more so. You've heard of business-to-business sales. You've heard of business-to-consumer sales, B2B, B2C. I've convicted in the belief that it's always H to H, human-human sales. There's always going to need to be a human in that story. And the decision maker is going to be a human. You could go online and order things that are transactional. That's fine. But the higher dollar, it's going to need to be a human being involved in that process. You could be an expert in a particular field and be replaced by AI. Because if you're an expert, AI can become an expert. But AI cannot become human. I asked AI this morning, I said, will you replace a sales guy? And it said, not in the foreseeable future for AI to ever replace humans because there are limitations on what technology can do, even in today's world.
And when you talk to students, what do you tell them as far as this computer age versus the need for human interaction with salespeople?
To leverage it as a tool. I was chatting this morning with a colleague that I remember. I graduated university before the internet. I remember the search bar, and everybody thought that they'll never go back to the library. The world's going to come to an end because of the internet and the search bar. It did not come to an end. People still go to the library. Yeah, they use it for different ways. The library may be virtual sometimes, but it's still there. AI is just another tool. Let's learn a way to leverage that tool to succeed.
Where is the money in today's job market? Is it in sales more so than other areas?
Salespeople make above average income. It's very interesting. In our program, we have 100% job placement. My students, if you leave me without a job, which that has not happened yet, but if you leave me without a job, it's because you tried not to get a job. You end up with a nice paying job. The thing is, it's so crucial that we leverage and understand different policies and different types of jobs, different sales jobs. So you asked, where's the money? Is it in tech? Is it in healthcare? The answer is yes on all of that. We have, in our program, we have 21 corporate partners. And we have some that you and I would probably call blue collar type businesses that, they're selling things that you work with your hand, you break a sweat doing. That type of sales. And certain students gravitate toward that sales and they make six-figure incomes. Have others that want more of a technology sale. They gravitate to that. They make six-figure incomes. Healthcare, same thing. The jobs are there. It's what motivates you? What do you put together? So sales is not a one-trick pony where you do this one thing, you'll be successful. Sales is, I'm good at it. I'm good at sales. Let's go find where I can use my skill sets.
And what are some of the different jobs that folks are taking after they graduate through the program there at MTSU?
Oh, goodness. We can, for instance, I can certify a student as a professional selling student regardless of their degree. So I have students with concrete management, so there's folks in that industry. I think my favorite is equine science, and that's only because I could do the dad joke of we're not horsing around at MTSU. But I had this one kid, 4 years ago he graduated with an equine science degree. He now works for Novatech, which is a managed service provider over in Dallas. He became a sales guy to finance his horse habit. So, if you want to have horses, you either work in that industry or you make enough money to afford them.
Yeah, horses are expensive.
Yes, and so he makes six figures. So there's not a straight answer for that. That's also part of why I'm here today to talk about our professional selling masterclass. Jones College is committed to lifelong learning. We also know that sales is such a needed skill set out there, but so many people go into sales as plan B. They've never been properly trained. Most companies don't have the bandwidth to train people. And so you go out there in sales and you make sales, but you don't know why. Well, I like to teach them the process so that now, instead of just being unconsciously competent as a sales guy, you make sales, but you don't understand what happened. I want them to be consciously competent, so now they understand the sales process. If they can understand the sales process, find success, they can copy and paste that success for future endeavors. So that's the whole purpose of this class that we're teaching in March.
Again, with us this morning, Thom Coats from MTSU's Center for Professional Selling and the Jones College of Business. And if anybody wants to learn more information about this, what should they do?
Well, first off, they should go to the Jones College of Business Executive Training website. Later on this month, we have a class on leadership. In March, we're doing my class on professional selling. There's another one on data analytics. So we're offering classes for those people that are post-college. If you want to know about the Center for Professional Selling, you go to, you search on the internet, MTSU Center for Professional Selling. You'll find our page there. My students are amazing. I would put my students up against any sales team in the country.
And again, Thom Coats with us. You can learn more by, I guess, just Googling Jones College of Business. Start there, and then executive education. Easy enough. Well, thank you for joining us this morning.
It's been my pleasure.
Get old. Old National Bank, that is. Old National Bank has the experience and service you need to buy a home, make investments, even online and mobile banking. Old National Bank is in the borough on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
Old National Bank at 2230 Dr. MLK Jr. Boulevard, which used to be Mercury Boulevard.
Visit us and enjoy warm, homemade cookies at Old National Bank.
Old National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Middle Tennessee football and basketball games are right here. This is Chip Walters on Rutherford County's Blue Raider Station.
MTSU Sports on WGNS.